Mama, living to love yourself. Rally racing on through the moon.
A friend like you is a friend indeed. A friend like you is all I need.
What Dolly Parton's Imagination Library does, and I get excited when I think about it because it allows young people from birth to start receiving and having books in their homes.
The idea behind the program is to inspire a love of reading and a love of books by gifting a book through the mail in the child's name each month from literally the day they're born until the month that they turn 5. The books had to be new, that there had to be lots of them, and that the program had to feel more like a gift than a charity or a social service.
A red pajama feels alone without his mama. I kind of do this for my own personal benefit. This is the last one they receive in the Imagination Library, and I'll say on the first day of school, oh my goodness, I want to share with you one of my favorite books. And I can tell the kiddos, I have that book, my mommy read it last night. And you can tell, and it's so cool to see because you'll see kiddos that come from a gated community, you'll see kiddos that come in government housing, but they all have access to the same books. So like they start off kindergarten feeling like they are on even playing field because they all know this story. Anybody think any other describing words? Taylon?
Because he was pitching a fit.
He was totally pitching a fit.
Some background on our community educationally is we had a library until the early 2000s, sponsored by the County Library Association. And then when that pulled out of Ceylon, it really left a void here that we just were never able to fill. And that seems crazy in today's world. Who doesn't have access to books will come to a place like Ceylon. There's no libraries here, there's no stores here. I kind of use the term educational desert. It's really, I get kind of emotional because for us, it matters. It matters to us. This is something we need here, because without it, there's kids that aren't going to get books. It just makes me so emotional when I think of the impact this has on these kids. I mean, it's just truly, it's changing lives. It's changing lives, and there's not enough thank yous in the world for Dolly Parton and this foundation and everything that they've done to make this a reality.
Every day I pray that I can do something to uplift mankind and to glorify God. And so I think through the work that I do, that's my whole mission in life. So whether it's the Imagination Library, which I'm as proud of as anything I've ever done, or whether it's songs I write, or whether it's shows I do, I want to make people feel good about themselves and just feel good, period. And I want them to feel good about me.
Hello and welcome. I'm Peg Bolgioni, marketing volunteer with the Imagination Library at Rutland Free Library, and I'm so excited to be here with you today. Joining me are two wonderful fellow volunteers, Kathy Jacob and Cheryl Hooker, and together we're going to share some truly exciting things happening at the Imagination Library. Programs that spark imagination, inspire young readers, and make a real difference in our community. So get comfortable, stay with us, and enjoy the show. Welcome back to our show. And again, I'm very pleased to have my fellow guests with me, Kathy Jacob and Cheryl Hooker, who both serve with me on the committee with the Imagination Library at Rutland Free Library. We've got a lot to talk about, ladies, so we've got to get started. So I'm going to begin with the event that we have coming up, and I know the Imagination Library is entering its 5th year, and we're having a special event on the horizon coming up in March. So Kathy, do you want to tell us what's happening?
Sure. In celebration of our 5-year-olds graduating out of the program, we put on a little graduation party for them at the Rutland Free Library. So that'll be coming up the first Saturday in March.
Okay.
And this is our 3rd graduation ceremony that we've had.
That's right. I forgot about that. Time has really flown by.
Yeah. So when the kids come, we welcome them in and we celebrate the fact that they're 5 years old, and also that they've spent hopefully 5 of those years reading a Dolly Parton book every month that their families receive free in the mail, and that encourages the reading parent to child and celebrates that joy of reading.
And one of the best things about the graduation is that they can then go downstairs and register for their library card. So the kids now have a real vested interest in the library.
That's right. And getting back to the actual graduation event, it's not just about getting a certificate. There's a couple of other fun things that are happening. So if you guys want to elaborate on that a little bit.
Sure. We do it as a graduation. The kids will be creating their own mortar boards to put on. We have our Professor Joan, who leads us in the Dolly Parton program, and she will welcome them in. The
Complete
kids,
paraphernalia.
absolutely, graduation gown and all, and the kids will have their mortar boards that they've created for themselves with their own names and their own decorations, and they'll talk about their favorite books. Joan will ask them, which one did you particularly like reading, and they'll discuss their books. And then we have the graduation ceremony where they're presented with their little certificate of graduation.
Very
and
nice.
So, they're celebrated. And then they actually do a throwing of the mortar boards.
I know, I love that. And we get that on tape, and then we put it on our Facebook page, and it is so fun to watch. It really is.
Indeed.
And how did the idea, as being part of the committee myself, I know this was something that we kind of bandied about, the idea of having a graduation ceremony, and it happened, Cheryl, it's 3 years ago, right?
Well, this is our third, I believe.
Yeah.
And I remember we were really very committed to this.
Yeah.
And understood that we wanted to recognize these young people for completing this very important milestone.
Not just the young people, but their parents.
That's right.
Because this program really relies on parents reading to their kids. And it's one of the most important things I think that a parent can do for a child, to read to them until they can read for themselves.
That's right.
And then they're gifted with this lifelong skill that's going to open up the horizons for them.
And I know that other imagination libraries throughout the United States, I think, do similar ceremonies, if I recall. I thought we were the only ones, but apparently not. But that's okay.
It's okay.
It's good that they're doing something like that to recognize the families and the children. So today, and one of you can jump in, how many books has our program distributed to children in the towns that we serve, and how many families have we reached?
Okay, well, let me tell you. We serve 5 towns. We serve Rutland City, Rutland Town, Ira, Tinmouth, and Mendon. And there are other affiliates of the Imagination Library around that serve other towns in the area, but those are our 5 towns. And since our beginning, we've distributed 24,072 books.
Wow.
So we've had 1,155 participants since the beginning of our program, and we've had 430 graduates, and the current enrollment is about 492, but that changes every month. And Martha Ide, who's our administrator, brings the numbers to us at our meetings, because every month people register. They can register their children as soon as the child is born. And that baby will grow up getting a book in the mail with their name on it every month until they're 5 years old.
And one other thing I wanted to mention is Martha shared with me some other information, and this pertains to Dolly Parton on the national level.
Oh.
And I know that I believe it's 1 in 6 children are enrolled in this program throughout the United States, which is amazing. And the number of children enrolled in the United States is 3,274,014. The total number of eligible children in the U.S. To be in this program is 18,599,314. And there are 2,404 local community programs currently in the United States. And here's the big one, drum roll please. The total number of books mailed to the children in the United States right now is 296,099,089.
And this program has been going on for 36
30 years.
30 years.
30 years.
30
She
years.
just celebrated her 30th anniversary and her 80th birthday. God bless her.
Bless her heart. She's done a lot for kids in this country, and not just this country,
I know.
but abroad as well.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is it's a global program. And Cheryl, you had mentioned earlier about when children graduate out of the Imagination Library program, and you talked about their next steps. Can you tell us again what they should be doing?
Well, they should be getting a library card of their own so that they can take books out that they want to read.
Right.
They can go right downstairs. We have the graduation up in the room upstairs.
Yeah, that's right, the Fox room, yeah.
And they can go right downstairs and apply for their library card, which is a big deal for these 5-year-olds.
It
when
is.
they come in, they're so excited about getting their library card.
Oh, I know.
And the great thing is that this doesn't cost families a dime. And these kids, by the time they're 5 years old, will have their own little library of about 60 books that they can call their own.
I know. It is. It's amazing. And Kathy, I know that in order for us to reach these potential these graduates that are coming up, what steps are we taking as a committee to do this?
So very soon, the graduating families will receive in the mail a little postcard that says "Save the date." March 7th at 11 o'clock at the Fox Room of the library. Your child and you are invited to our graduation ceremony and party. So that is going to be showing up in the mail of our graduates. Last year we had 121 graduates. So this year we're anticipating a very similar number. Every one of them will receive this invitation. Then we'll send out a couple of email reminders inviting people to come. So March 7th arrives. By 11 o'clock, please come into the Fox Room and we will have a registration table. Come in, sign in your child, and your child then will be invited to our activities table. Where they will have coloring sheets and markers and crayons and things to do some coloring, some Dolly Parton coat of many colors. And then they will also create their own mortar board. We have the mortar board forms ready, and they can add their names, they can have a little tassel on it, and create their mortar board. And then once we have all gathered and everybody's signed in, the children will sit in front of the Fox Room, and they will then have their graduation. Little ceremony that I described earlier. And after the ceremony and the throwing of the mortar boards, we have a little party for them. We have refreshments, and we treat them with a little gift bag that gives them the Rutland Free Library bookmark, reminding them to come check out books and all. And it's just a very fun opportunity for the families to celebrate together this milestone for these children.
No, and it is. It's fantastic. And it gets better every year, and we get more people every year. So grandparents, parents, if you're watching this show, please, and have children enrolled in the program who are aging out or will be graduating, please keep an eye out for the postcards and the notifications.
One of my favorite parts of the ceremony is when the kids move their tassel.
Yes. We try to make it very authentic, don't we?
Yes,
That's
they
right.
all move their
That's
tassel.
right. This year we probably should play Pomp and Circumstance.
There you go.
Maybe we can do that. And but yeah, I think it's amazing. And I had to make mention of this before we proceeded. Is Kathy is wearing our Dolly Parton Imagination. Whoa, careful! Our Dolly Parton Imagination Library T-shirt and our buttons. So when we go to events, right, we don these T-shirts and buttons so people know exactly who we are, and that's how we get the word out. I mean, Kathy, just briefly, just tell us a little bit. I mean, we do a lot of outreach in the community.
Yeah,
and,
we have about 61 organizations that we visit twice a year, minimally, to hand out our registration forms. So there are several ways that people can sign their child up. One of the wonderful partnerships we have is at the Rutland Hospital, where new babies receive one of these registration forms automatically in a gift bag to the moms. We have these available in multiple locations around the city. You can get one at the library, but one of the handiest ways is to simply scan the QR code, and then you can sign your child up online. Or fill out the form here. You can drop it at the library, mail it to the library, and they will be then turned into Martha, our administrator, who will then register your child. And it takes maybe up to 6 weeks to receive the first book, but ever after that, until your child turns 5, they will get that free book in the mail. One of the things that I think is important to mention as well is the books that get returned to the library go to several organizations. So occasionally we will have a family move and we don't know their forwarding address, and so books will get turned back into us. We have decided as our local group to keep the books. We will fund them, pay for them. And then we have several organizations that we take those returned books to. So the Homeless Prevention Center receives books from us. New Story, the shelter for families receives books, as well as Tatum's Totes, who is a program that assists foster children. So those 3 organizations also benefit from this program for receiving books, and then the children that show up in those programs are able to have their books as well. Extremely important for understanding the value of reading and education for all children, all children.
And Kathy mentioned that we pay for the books that are returned. If we didn't, some of these books may go into a dead letter file and never be used at all. So we pay for them, and that begs the question: where does the money come from for this program? Mm-hmm. And we have 5 towns that are involved, and they all contribute in one way or another. Rutland City is our largest contributor.
Yes, they are.
And they have budgeted a certain amount of money based on the number of kids that are in the program.
Well, I think this is through Rutland City Public Schools, just to clarify, and it is. I think it applies to maybe Title I program that they make that determination.
That they can do. Yeah,
yes, I believe so.
Yeah. So based on the number of kids that the town has, and I don't have the number off the top of my head, but you probably know how much it costs per month, per child, per book. It's
like $2.
$2 and
exactly.
It's not a lot of money, but when you have 500 kids or 400 and some odd kids, you need to gather some resources. So we do have Rutland City Public Schools. Someone from Rutland Town is contributing to the kids who come from Rutland Town. Families from Mendon are contributing. So we have these resources that are based sometimes on the organization or the town. Sometimes it's just the largesse of good people in the town who understand the benefits of reading to kids.
Absolutely, and I did want to do a shout out to a couple of organizations. Mm-hmm. I mean, we've had some individuals that have donated money, and we're so grateful. But we want to mention GE Aviation, who has given us a sizable donation, as well as the local Rotary clubs, because I know my own club, Rutland South Rotary, literacy is one of our missions. Mm-hmm. And so we're grateful to them and to the City Club. They have brought forth money. And I know that there are other organizations, and I apologize if I can't recall them right now, but they have stepped up and supported us.
So if you have an organization that you know of that may be interested, we're always willing to take their money.
That's right, absolutely. You could actually go on our Facebook page, and I hope that you do go on our page and you like us and you share any of our posts. We really appreciate that, and follow us. And there is I believe there's a graphic I have there about how to donate to the Imagination Library. at Rutland Free Library. So I want to talk to both of you because both of you are retired educators. And I'd like to kind of get your insight as to how you feel this program directly impacts young readers. So Cheryl, if you want to start.
Well, I'll start because I taught junior high and high school. And when I was teaching, several years ago, I've been out of school a while, some of those kids had never read a book. And I have seen such a change in little ones who have had books in their hands from the time they were infants. And I think that it makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference. Kids who understand reading, kids who learn to read, have all sorts of opportunities to them, whether it's informational or fun. They can go to different places virtually, not be in front of a screen. So there are all kinds of benefits from this, and I believe, and I don't have the statistics off the top of my head, but I know that it's made a difference. One of the interesting things is when kids get into kindergarten and the teacher asks them what book, if they've ever seen this book, and they all raise their hands because it came to them in the mail. So.
And I know the first book that they receive when they sign up for the program is The Little Engine That Could.
That's the one consistent book.
That's right, and that's a classic.
Yeah.
Kathy, did you have something you wanted to add?
Sure. I started my teaching career as a first grade teacher, and then went to sort of intermediate and middle school, and ended up as a middle school math teacher. So I have a variety of learning and teaching experiences through elementary and middle school. And reading is the consistent. This is the constant. And when you start modeling reading and education, valuing education in those early years, it impacts all the future years, moving up through all the grades, and even all through the subjects. I mean, I became a middle school math teacher, and my focus was teaching math. The value of being able to read vocabulary, understand vocabulary words, all is based on that early learning of phonetics, reading, understanding, and it impacts math education as well. It's not separate. And so that modeling of reading in the home, parents reading their own books, children reading books, parents reading with children, is a huge, huge impact for how successful your child is going to be in the future with their education and then with their own problem-solving skills, their life skills. So it doesn't matter what subject, what grade, that base needs to start with the young children in preschool years.
And Peggy, you mentioned The Little Engine That Could, which is a little bit more advanced as far as reading goes, but it might be interesting to point out that the books that come in the mail are books that are age appropriate to the child.
Absolutely, yes.
So a 5-year-old isn't getting, the kind of cardboard book that has one picture on it and no words, but the newborn may be.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. And there's also the books, as you indicated, Cheryl, are age appropriate. They're brand new, never been read, never been touched. And also, there are culturally appropriate books too, as I recall, and books, I'm not sure, and correct me if I'm wrong, that might address children that have not learning differences, but maybe physical, if they're hearing impaired, or I don't know if they have books for that have Braille. I'm not sure if Dolly does that at this point.
I'm not sure. That would be something that
we could look into.
Yeah.
There have been books that cover all kinds of diversities.
Yes.
There occasionally you'll have a foreign language book show up as well. So you might have one that's in Spanish that also has the English words with it. So they're diverse and cover a large range of topics.
Yeah. And I always ask myself this question: how can you not participate in this program? How can you not participate as a parent, as a family member, if you're living in these communities? Because we make it so easy. It's free. The books are brand new and age appropriate, and they get one free book a month until their 5th birthday. And then we give them this big party to celebrate.
How can you not?
How can you not participate? And I mean, I think just as a reminder, Kathy had shown us the application that we distribute, but just go to rutlandfree.org/imagine. And that will take you right to their page, and that applies to the communities that we currently serve. But if you do not live in those communities, go to imaginationlibrary.com and you can do a search, and it will tell you if there is a Dolly Parton Imagination Library in your community that you can sign up for.
And to your point, though, Peg, about how can people not sign up for this?
I guess.
I think it's because they don't know about it in many cases. Although I have to say that when we're doing outreach, whether it's at Friday Night Live or the school open house or National Night Out,
exactly.
any of those things, more and more often now, people are saying, "Oh, we're already part of this. We're already part of this."
I know. No, you're absolutely right, Cheryl. And I think we just need to keep doing what we're doing. Yeah. You know, we need to do the outreach. We need to continuously post on our Facebook page, just to keep people informed about what we're doing, how easy it is to sign up, and to be part of this amazing program. Ladies, we're running out of time. We've got a few minutes left, but I just didn't know if you had any final comments before we wrap up.
I just really hope that people do come to the graduation, because it is a celebration. It's a joyous time, and it's a great way to show your child you are proud of them, and that you're celebrating reading with them.
Okay, Cheryl?
And I just want to reiterate what Kathy said about reading being the base for so many things. And it just, not only does it give the child a base for life, but it helps build that relationship between parent and child in this particular program. And you know, you don't have to be spending a lot of money. You don't have to be even spending a lot of time, because these books are quick, and soon enough your child will be reading the book all by themselves.
Exactly. It's maybe, 30 minutes a day to do this? You know, it's not a huge investment, and it's life-changing for these young people. So I am so happy that you both were able to join me here today and to share this great news about what we're doing at the Imagination Library at Rutland Free Library. And again, please, we encourage folks to sign up. If you live in Rutland City, Rutland Town, Ira, Mendon, or Tinmouth, again, go to www.rutlandfree.org/imagine. Thank you very much for joining us.